It's a Tuesday of week 9 in ordinary season. The gospel today is a continuation from yesterday, from chapter 12, verses 13 to 17 of Mark's writing. The chief priests and the scribes and the elders sent to Jesus some Pharisees and some Herodians to catch him out in what he said. These came and said to him, "Master, we know you are an honest man, that you are not afraid of anyone because a man's rank means nothing to you, and that you teach the way of God in all honesty. Is it permissible to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Should we pay, yes or no?" Seeing through their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why do you set this trap for me? Hand me a denarius and let me see it." They handed him one, and he said, "Whose head is in this? Whose name?" "Caesar's," they told him. Jesus said to them, "Give back to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God." This reply took them completely by surprise. The Gospel of the Lord. My dear brothers and sisters, this Gospel passage has got a socio-political background, and to understand this passage we need to look at that background. In the 6th year of our Lord, Romans had a census in Judea and the whole of Israel that was to impose a poll tax, that means a kind of religious tax on the Jewish people. Judas the Galilean started a revolt against it, saying it is not fair. Only God can count the holy people, not the Romans or anyone else. But he was nowhere near to match Romans' might. Therefore, his fight was mostly guerrilla or underground. Though Romans quickly subdued him and his movement, it still went on underground until the big Jerusalem war from 66 to 70 AD. This gospel being written somewhere in the 60s could see this trouble as something raising a question. And the question was this: should we oblige to Romans or not? Sanhedrin, the authority of Jewish people, said, "We better pay tax to the Romans to keep the peace." But the zealot group of Jewish people said, "No, we should not." And Jesus was drawn into this argument to see whether he is with the zealots or with the Romans. And that's the trap they set when they asked, should we pay tax to Romans or not? And this was a question the Christians themselves at that time had. What did Jesus say? He didn't say either yes or no. Pay to Caesar what is due to him, to God what is due to God. We all have our responsibility to fulfill our civil duties, and we should. But that doesn't mean ultimately God is secondary and the civil authority and status is more important. Always, God is the fundamental principle and faith on which our life rests and finds its meaning. So it is a call for us to see whether our heart and mind is divided or totally focused. But that doesn't mean we run away from our civil duties, but fulfilling that at the same time being a good religious. May the Spirit of God help us to continue in this spirit and be a good citizen as well as a very religious, devout Christian. God bless you. Thank you.